as part of the Clark's Ambrosias series, this was started with an idea that happened at my wife's grandfather's funeral. Safe to say that we're all bourbon nerds. Some of us live here in Louisville, which is bourbon country, and some don't, but it is the age of bourbon. So at the funeral, we were talking about just kind of a way to honor the family. And I had the idea, had no idea if it was possible, to find a way to do a private label barrel of bourbon in honor of Grandpa Stelzer. I knew him I was lucky enough to know him for a few years before he passed. He was awesome. But there were so many interesting stories about him. He was a salesperson for Planters Peanuts. He was a magician. And again, the whole family loves bourbon. So it was my idea to create a private bourbon label as the Stelzer Family Bourbon. So happy to say, a year later, we actually finished this project, and you can see the Stelzer Family Bourbon label here. On the back is a made-up story about the Stelzer legacy. They've all got a really great sense of humor, so I'll post that somewhere you can read it. And then we illustrated icons of magician's hands, the Planters Peanuts guy. We've got a microscope here because my father-in-law is a researcher, and then they are also a big hockey family. So we've got lots of ways to honor the family. My amazing mother-in-law, Linda, does quilting, so we put a quilting pattern here as part of that. So it was a really fun project. The next bottle in the Clark's Ambrosias series of barrel number 1 is Transmit Single Barrel Bourbon. So Transmit is the event promotions company that I founded with my partners, Trevor, Tim, and Ryan. And we are all a bunch of old ravers. They're having a lot of fun doing events again and connecting with DJs and fans around the world to do dance music events. So as part of this barrel purchase, we had bottles that we allocated to the Transmit label. So as far as I know, this is the world's first techno bourbon. And on the back here that you can see, these are all the acts, the DJs and live acts and dancers that we have booked over the past 4 years as a tribute to them. And obviously the Transmit branding, a lot of Midwest rave culture centered around aliens and psychedelic culture. So we had fun and are continuing to have fun with that brand and that label. The final bottle in the Clark's Ambrosias series is what we've called the Bureau Bourbon. So this is a bottle that it was made for an owner camp Bureau of Digital excursion for the Bourbon Trail. So I'm part of a professional organization called the Bureau of Digital that brings together leaders of digital agencies from all around the world. And we did a retreat here in Louisville, went on a couple of days of bourbon tours and networking and talking about work, talking shop. And it was really awesome to work with Carl, Lori, and Meredith at the Bureau of Digital on this project and to be able to give everyone a bottle of this to take home. So really fun. It's a network that I really, truly adore and respect and just love to be around. So that's the third bottle. So if we are lucky, maybe there'll be a second barrel that we can allocate to other different organizations, groups, or causes. So have fun. I hope if you're lucky, you'll get to taste a bottle of this delicious nectar. Find me somewhere if you know me. And if you don't, you might be out of luck because there's only one barrel and they're disappearing quickly.